Hey friend, it is Kate here. Thank you so much for jumping on my channel and joining me here today. It is officially day 4 of our 30-day challenge. Now, some of you that are brand new here, if you really want to go back and start from day 1, go ahead. If you want to jump in right here, that's great too. If you haven't reached out so far to tell me how you're doing along in your progress, I would love to hear from you. I know that Friday's class was probably a little bit bigger than what we were used to doing, and that's not meant to be discouraging, but just, it's exactly what it is. It's a challenge. Throughout the next couple of weeks, each Friday we'll do that bigger class together. Maybe we'll see a little progress as each Friday comes. And in between then, we are working on little things to help, make it a little bit more feasible, to build up that strength, to give us a little stretch here and there when we feel a little bit sore after some of our classes. Now today is our first Self-Care Sunday, and I thought I would share with you one of my favorite little tips to do something nice for myself at home. I don't know about you, but I love hand and feet massages. Whether it's in a full body massage out at a spa, or I've just gone to get a mani-pedi, that time when they really pay attention to those little areas makes a world of difference in how I feel. Our hands and feet do so much work for us, especially our hands right now with all those planks I'm making you do, right? So it's good to kind of pay attention to those things. I say this a lot to my students that I see in person, so I just want to share with you this little tip. I love grabbing my favorite lotion and setting a timer for like 5 to 10 minutes and saying I'm going to rub that lotion in for the whole 5 to 10 minutes. Now, you could get uber super fancy if you wanted to. You could Google and YouTube very specific reflexology moves and self-massage moves, and that's fabulous if you want to, go that extra mile. But again, this isn't about perfection. It's about progress, and it's about doing things maybe in a little different sort of way than we're used to. So rather than just, putting that lotion on real fast, we're going to spend a couple of minutes really kind of paying attention to these areas of our body that do so much work for us that probably deserve a little treat now and then. Now, the lotion I'm using today is actually some Bath & Body Works Stress Relief. It's the eucalyptus and spearmint kind, and this isn't like a paid sponsorship at all. Actually, I usually am not a big Bath & Body Works fan, but this scent is so relaxing that I actually got it as a soap a few years ago. Someone gave it to me, and I liked it so much that I actually bought like 4 bottles of this that I found on sale. And I use it after a lot of my showers, after like a long day of work. It just smells so nice and makes me feel nice and relaxed. So if you want to, you can go pause the video right now, go grab maybe some of your favorite lotion. If you don't have any around, or maybe you're, it's the middle of your workday or something and you want to just, treat yourself, you really don't need that. You can still give some self-care to our hands and our feet without. But when you're ready, we're going to start with our feet. And I like to put, not too much, not too little, like Goldilocks, just the right amount, and give it a little rub. Now, I usually like to start with just kind of waking up my foot and lightly rolling my hands around, kind of getting it all over there. And then once I've got a little bit of lotion all over my foot, I usually like to take my thumbs and kind of spread this, the skin kind of apart underneath my right under my toes, kind of on the ball of the foot. And you might find some little crunchy spots. If you're someone that's on your feet like me all day, you might be like, oh wow, that's interesting. And I just kind of go back and forth along there with my thumbs quite a bit. And rather than just staying with that kind of spreading motion, I then start to do some little circles underneath each toe. Now again, this is not some professional reflexology that I'm teaching you, so if you know a better technique for yourself, you can do that. If you want to Google something, go ahead. But it's just about taking some time to kind of pay attention there. So sit however you need to. I kind of had my foot on the pillow thinking that was easier, but I'm going to cross it over. Not all of us are as flexible as maybe I am, so if you're up in a chair, you're like stacking your feet up on a pillow or something, you do whatever feels good for you, because this is all about self-care. And I really like just starting to rub the whole of my foot, and you'll also see that both sides of our body are not the same while we do this. Something that does feel really good for me is rolling around on the heel. I usually like to press my thumb in there, even the heel of my hand, into the heel of my foot and roll it around. And just taking as much or as little time, and I even get up into my ankle a little bit. It's not, again, about some perfect way to do this, but just giving your foot a little treat because it does so much work for us. And there's no hurry, there's no rush. You could always stay on this foot a little bit longer if you want to. But when you're ready, we'll go to the other side. You may or may not need more lotion. I'm going to get some more because, again, I told you I love this scent. And I'll start to work it into this foot. Also, I don't know if you can see, but I have ugly dancer feet, so I apologize if they're not as, pretty and delicate as some of your feet out there. I've spent years on them, pointing my toes, doing all sorts of crazy things. But just like we did on the other side, I'm going to start by kind of spreading the skin, or like the fascia, across the ball of my foot, back and forth. And this side does not seem to be as crunchy on my foot as the other side. My left side does a little bit more for me, I think. I tend to hang on that side a little longer. And just like we did, you can kind of pay attention to whatever feels good, maybe rolling those hands out over, continuing to just say hello, give that foot a little love. And again, working into the heel of your foot, whether you use your thumb or the heel of the hand to kind of put a little pressure in there. Now again, I don't know a lot about reflexology at all. I've done a couple of like teeny tiny trainings. And I do remember once being told that if you're having trouble sleeping, that you can press your heel or your thumb into the heel of your foot and kind of roll it around, and that's supposed to help relax you a little bit more. Now again, I could be totally wrong, so those of you that maybe have reflexology knowledge out there, you might be saying, Kate, you are so wrong, in which case please tell me in the comments. I don't mind whatsoever. But again, this isn't about a perfect way, it's just about doing our own thing. And once we feel kind of even from our other side, then we're going to move on to our hands. And before we do that, I do want to show you a few of my favorite little self-care tools I like to use on my feet. Now again, I'm on my feet quite a bit, as you can imagine. And so some of my favorite things to have around, well, first of all, is this lovely little foot roller. I think I just got it off of Amazon. It's super cheap, maybe like 15 or 20 bucks at that, but it's a little wooden foot roller, and it lives underneath my coffee table. So when I'm relaxing at the end of the day, I just press my feet on it and roll them back and forth, and it's like a little self-massage kind of tool. It is delightful. If I can find the same one that I bought or one similar, I'll put a link in the description below if you're really interested. But it's super nice. I know I've got a couple of teacher friends that I've recommended it to that are on their feet all day, and they found it really helpful too. And then when I've had a really super long day, I love having these, and they look kind of crazy, but they're actually like frozen socks. There are ice packs underneath the heels, behind the ankles, and underneath the toe, and then there's like a compression wrap on top of it. And when I've had a really long day and I'm just feeling exhausted and my feet are just, barking at me, these feel so good to either wear right before I go to bed, or sometimes I just fall asleep with them in, and they make a huge difference. That decompression part feels really nice across like the top of your foot. And again, if I can find a link to those, I'll put them in there if anyone's interested. They're just a super nice little treat. Again, not super expensive, so it's not like, you have to spend an arm and a leg to do something nice for your body. And then, I don't know about you guys, but I love little myofascial release balls. You might have used like a tennis ball or a racket ball all over your body. This one is a nice kind of squishy guy. It's not super dense. It's made by a company called RAD, R-A-D. And I like to kind of roll it across the base of my toes. I keep one in my purse at all times, actually, so if I'm ever out and about or at a friend's house, I have pulled them out and just kind of rolled around if I need to, or sitting at my desk. I do that all the time. But little times that you can find to be nice and gentle to your body can be super helpful, just like little bits. It's not like you have to spend 45 minutes doing these things. So, on to our hands. Grab some more lotion if you want. And I just like to start to work it into my hands, kind of rolling back and forth. I probably should have taken my little Fitbit off. I think I will. And you'll probably see that I have a great big tan line across my arm from wearing it outside all summer. Oh, that's pretty intense, isn't it? I have to wear it while I'm teaching outdoor classes, so my poor little arm has a funny little tan line. But go ahead and just begin to work it into your hands. And then kind of similar like we did for our foot, I'm going to take the thumb and then just go across underneath where all of my little fingers are. And then I usually stop in my thumb. Our thumbs kind of have a lot of extra tension, I feel like, due to all of our scrolling on our phone. And then I like to just pull each finger kind of away from my hand. And then going all over and up into my wrist. And again, it's not some perfect thing. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing, but just finding these little tiny things we can do for ourselves can make a huge, big difference. And then going to the other hand and repeating. Maybe right across the hand, back and forth a little. Maybe up into that forearm. If you do have one of these little balls, something that feels really nice is to put it up against like a table or, oh, that feels so nice right now. So yeah, using the balls to get into your wrist can be really nice. It's not just for the foot or other parts of the body, but our hands can do a lot for us too. You might find some little tense spots, especially from all those planks we've doing. If our wrists are a little tired, if our forearms are a little tired, it might feel really nice. And then I usually just like to clasp my hands together and kind of roll them back and forth both directions. And then just shake it out. So that was like less than 10 minutes of massaging on our hands and our feet, and sometimes just being mindful and kind of doing something nice for ourselves a little bit longer than what we regularly would do can be very helpful. I don't know about you, but usually if I'm putting on lotion, I just slather it on and run out the door. Instead, sometimes taking just a few extra minutes to really nicely, gently put it in can be such a restorative, easy practice for us to do, taking a little more time to be mindful. So I hope you enjoyed that little handy tip. And again, you just have to, set a timer for a couple of minutes, whatever you want to do, and just pay attention to that one body part. It doesn't have to be our hands and our feet. It could really be any part of your body that you want to pay attention to. Maybe your thighs are a little sore and you want to give them a little massage. You don't have to wait until, you have the time to like get out and have someone else do it. You can be just as caring and loving to your body as you possibly can be, and we should be like that all the time. So I certainly hope you enjoyed our first self-care Sunday. Each Sunday we'll kind of talk about a tip or a trick or something I like to do to make myself feel better, and I hope you find value in that and can make yourself a little happier and a little bit more loving to your body. I will see you tomorrow for our day 5, and I hope you keep enjoying our 30-day challenge.